And right now, we're being joined by Sarah and Alden Holowinski from GoVacayModeTravels.com. There they are. Here they are. How are you two young people?
We are wonderful. How are you, Ray?
Doing well.
Well,
how are things that way?
If it got any better, I'd have to take medicine. I'm fine. I'm doing great. My gosh, you guys just came off of the most incredible a cruise ship. I can't wait for you to tell us about it. And then I know you've posted some things, but you guys just came off the most wonderful, beautiful cruise ship travel to the Mediterranean. Alden, kick it off. Tell us about it. My goodness gracious.
Absolutely. No, it was one for the books. And just to let people know, it was a 14-day Mediterranean cruise. We started in Rome.
You're in so much trouble right now. You're in so much trouble right now. Oh, my God. I'm going to come down. Oh, my gosh. I'm going down to Mazatlan, everybody, and I'm going to get Alden in a headlock. My gosh. Are you kidding me? 14 days in the Mediterranean. Of course, I'm teasing everybody. Don't write to me. I love Alden and I love Sarah. Okay.
Absolutely. No, it was. And it's a great way to start. I mean, what better way to start it than in Rome? It was 14 days. Some of the stops were Naples, Sicily, Montenegro, Greece. We had a few islands in Greece, all the way over to Istanbul, Mykonos, Santorini, and then it ended in Barcelona. And we are so, feel so fortunate to have been part of it. What was really nice was we did pre- and post-cruise stays. So we had a couple nights in Rome, a couple nights in Barcelona, and that's where the cruise ended. But that's not where the trip ended. We also took a train from Barcelona up to Paris, spent a little bit of time there. It's just, and we couldn't have asked for better weather. It was a beautiful, memorable trip.
So if you're going to go on a trip like that, going in May is the way to go, Sarah, correct?
Yeah, April and May in the Mediterranean is a really great time because it's shoulder season. So you're going to get great springtime weather, fewer crowds. Now, don't get me wrong, spots like Rome, Santorini, those are busy no matter when you go. But going in shoulder season, you're going to be able to navigate around more easily, see more of the sights, and just have less crowds.
All right, now let's say, Sarah and Alden, let's just say, I don't know if Dr. Bob's still with me, and if he wants to ask a question, he can. But let's just say somebody wants a trip like this. Okay, now, Istanbul is, you mentioned Istanbul is one of your stopovers. I don't know if you got off the boat and went walking around or whatever, but Istanbul is a very, very historic city. It has had 4 names in its history, and I'm sure you know those 4 names. But go ahead, Alden.
I can never say that. Constantinople, I want to say, is one.
It is.
And the other 2, you got me.
Well, the first name was Novum Romum. New Rome. Okay. Novum Romum. It was the new Rome of the empire, long ago. And then it was Constantinople. And we will continue on. But let's talk about, if somebody wants to go on a trip like this and spend, X amount of money, you guys, you both will set it all up. You do everything. They don't need to do anything.
Nope, just have a passport. We'll take care of everything else.
Absolutely. No, we start by having that consultation, take some time to get to know the traveler, what to expect on this trip. There are a lot of moving parts to this trip. Try to advise them to do a pre and post stay. And the big reason for that pre-stay especially is you want to have two nights minimum on that pre-cruise so you can get over that jet lag, any sleep disturbances that you're having and whatnot. What we do, we will put them in a good spot to be, ideally walkable to a lot of the sites, close to public transit, close to the airport, close to the cruise port as well. We'll go over dining preferences, entertainment on the ship, as well as accommodations and transfers.
Isn't that amazing? And here's the thing, folks. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is contact Alden and Sarah at govacaymodetravels.com, and you're done. They will have Sarah, don't you have a meeting with people? You talk to them, you have a little interview, you figure out what they want. Tell us about what you do.
Yeah, so we schedule a 30-minute consultation with all of our travelers. We really want to get to know them, their travel preferences, what they like, what they don't like, so we can personalize the trip that we put together for them. We meet and review everything, give them plenty of options, and then we finalize their itinerary. And then from there, we get them ready to travel. We want to make sure they feel confident and comfortable wherever they're traveling.
Mm-hmm. And when you do that, you find out who they are, what they want, where they want to go, what their side trips are. You find out about their food preferences, if they have allergies. I mean, if they have a pet or an animal. I mean, you do all of that, right, Alden?
We do. And, something like this, you want to talk about what major airport they're going to be flying in and out of, as well as room type. A cruise like this, you can do an interior room, a porthole, or a balcony. A balcony on something like this is absolutely worth it to us. Really on any cruise, but something like this, it totally was worth it. We had clients tell us that this was their best cruise they've ever been on. Some people said this is their best trip they've ever been on, cruise or otherwise. So, those are the types of things that we try to prepare people for. We understand it's a big commitment. It's 2 weeks, but it really is a trip of a lifetime. And we try to wrinkle out the details so that way you're best prepared. And if some comes up, we're here for you.
And there are also options to go for 7 days or 21 days. So if you have somebody that wants to go a shorter amount of time or a longer amount, everything with these trips is customizable.
Now, Sarah, if people want to try to... Go ahead, Alden.
Oh, that was not me.
Oh, Bob. Dr. Bob. Go ahead, Dr. Bob. Go ahead.
I'd just like to ask a couple what their view was of the way to get around Rome, since I and also Ray know that city pretty well now. When I was there in the 70s, I stayed at the Porta Maggiore Hotel, and I took a circumnavigating trolley around the city. Is such a possibility still exists today of that type of trolley to get you around Rome?
I did not, from what I can understand, I imagine there are trolleys available. I don't know that specific one or a specific one. Where we tried to manage all our clients was to be centrally located to a lot of the highlights. So what we did was we held a Zoom meeting. We kind of got an idea of where all the highlights that people were looking to do. So that way, everything was within walking distance. If you think of Trevi Fountain, I'm trying to think what else. The Coliseum, Spanish Steps, all this was walkable. The only one that actually required any kind of ride was Vatican City, which is still from where we were, about a 40-minute drive. As the day goes on, it's very difficult to maneuver via car, just because it gets very busy at these destinations we're talking about.
I went to all those I went to all those places, Dr. Bob, and you have to take a car, you got to take a Lyft or a whatever taxi or whatever to get around. And when you do that, it gives you the convenience of stepping out and stepping right into where you are. My wife took me for my birthday on October the 3rd last fall to the the Sistine Chapel. Well, no, she took me to the Sistine Chapel. That's where I wanted to be. And, after being a professor of history and teaching ancient history and we went there, and I looked up Sarah and Alden and Dr. Bob. I looked up. I broke out in tears.
Yeah.
It's the most wonderful, beautiful, incredible, whether you are a person of faith or not, I mean, and I am, but I can tell you that when you know the history of it and then you look up, you're going to break out in tears. And all I can tell you, folks, is you've got to call Sarah and Alden. You got to get to govacaymodeltravels.com and let them take you to Rome, to the Sistine Chapel. Let them take you to the boat. Let them take you to the cruise. Let them get you married somewhere. And that's another one of the big things that you guys do, right? You take people out on their wonderful marriage travels. Sarah?
Yes, we plan destination weddings.
Unbelievable. Where's your number one destination wedding right now? Where does everybody want to go?
I would say, Mexico and the Caribbean tends to be the most popular for obvious reasons. It's easy to get to. It's affordable. There's plenty of all-inclusive options, family-friendly or adults-only options. So it just gives the most selection and variety for couples and keeps it at a reasonable cost.
My daughter just went with 3 or 4 girlfriends for a birthday party, and they went to where did they go? They went down to Central America, the wonderful country down there. Not Puerto Rico. Yeah, it was Puerto Rico. Sorry, that's not Central America. They went to Puerto Rico. They had a great time. They loved it. They said it was beautiful. The people were fabulous. Alden, we got 60 seconds. Isn't Puerto Rico a great place to go?
It is. We just had a few clients come back from there, and what's nice about Puerto Rico is it has a little bit of everything. If you're looking for history, Old San Juan, that stretch of coast is beautiful. If you want to get more isolated, there's plenty of coastline to get secluded from, and the best part about it that we love doesn't require a passport. So that seems to be the hiccup for a lot of people, but that's a great spot to go if you don't have that. Love Puerto Rico.
GoVacayModeTravels.com. That's where you're headed, and Sarah and Alden will take care of you. They are your travel concierges. Look, they will set you up. They will have a meeting with you. It's a little tiny little bit of money for them to help you, but they're going to take care of everything. And you don't have to worry about it. My goodness, I wish I knew them back in October when I went to Rome. And Dr. Bob Denny is with us. Sarah Alden Holowinski from GoVacayModeTravels.com. Thank you all for being with me tonight on the Monday Golf Lifestyle Show. We will be back this coming Saturday morning on Great American Golf, right here on KDUS Sports Radio.